Okay, you gotta shut your cameras off, sorry. You should take a picture of that, because that's funny because you're filming. You guys are lucky, I'm only 1 mug of coffee in today. If I was 2, I'd be talking 100 miles an hour. Just hang tight here for 1 second.
All right, Jason, first reactions.
What do you guys think?
This is super cool.
It's getting a little louder, but we're getting into the thick of it now.
What's going through my mind is when I'm playing these or when I see these, you don't really think about all of this that goes into it. But seeing it is pretty crazy.
So behind here, this is our foundry. This is what we call our melt room, okay? This is where the Zildjian secret process is happening, and it's happening right now. The red light's on. I'm not allowed in the room. I can't go in. I can go in when the light's not on, but while they're melting and pouring, I'm not allowed in. So there's 4 long-term employees that have been here under contract that know the Zildjian secret, in addition to the Zildjians. But I can tell you basically metallurgically what happens. We take ingots of raw copper and raw tin. We take 8 parts copper, 2 parts tin, or 80% copper, 20% tin. We load it into a big 1,500-pound furnace. We have 2 electric furnaces in there, okay? And we melt the metal, and this whatever the recipe is, because it's something that's taught, they do it. And whenever the metal is ready, they pour it into what's called a crucible. That crucible gets transferred over, and we pour the metal into they look like big iron cereal bowls. And they make a casting. It looks like a discus. Once the metal solidifies, they dump the pots, we call them pots, and we take the castings out. Once they have a load of castings, they bring them out here, and they're going to check the weights, and they're going to check them for any imperfections. Sometimes charcoal gets stuck in there, and we don't want to roll the charcoal into the cymbal. Charcoal is used as a cover to keep the heat up to temperature. And when they're pouring in there, they're pouring anywhere between 2,200 and 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. So you know how hot that is. Lava flows at 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? So it's hot.
Is that process the same that it was when the company first started?
Exactly the same. It's just they employed electricity. Yeah. So the way that the metal used to be melted is they would do it in the floor, and you would essentially take wood, and then you put a cover over the crucible itself. It's almost like when you would change the pressure inside so it would heat up quicker. It's like when you boil water, you put a cover on it, okay, and the pressure inside changes. So there's old pictures if you go look it up on how they used to do it, and some of the companies that still make cymbals in Turkey still do it that way. Yeah. So as time went on, you employ electricity and the electric motor and stuff. But the way that we process the metal is almost identical to how it was done 400 years ago. Cool. Yeah. It's still very, very labor intensive. Every professional Zildjian cymbal that we make goes through a minimum of 15 sets of hands here in the factory. So it's very, very hands-on. Okay? Let's go over here.